Hello, everyone. I'm Shawn of WebPianoTeacher.com. How are you doing today? Welcome to my studio. Guys, I've been doing this for 20 years online on YouTube and my website, and I'm just having a blast. It's as fun as it ever was. This is the next hired request. My good friend Michael commissioned me to do this one. It's a Celine Dion song called To Love You More, and let's hear some of it, okay? It's an orchestral arrangement, a live version. A solo violin is being played on the platform with her as she's singing. And this is the orchestra to start with. Then the solo violin. Change chords. And then the beautiful melody. So that's our page one here. Guys, if you are a member of my website, you can download the sheets for this. I've done it for 20 years, handwritten all of my sheets. I transcribe everything myself. I don't trust any other sheet music to get it right. So I do it all myself. And as a member, you can download it. I'm doing a $1 trial right now for 7 days, no obligation, access to everything on the site. Try it out for $1. I have a very high success rate with that trial, about almost 80% sometimes. So try it out, see if it works for you. A lot of people try my lessons who, other things didn't work, traditional lessons, but for some reason, whatever it is, my stuff works. So maybe that's you. All right, let's get going. In this part one lesson here. So this is the intro. It says ad libitum, which means ad lib. It's kind of a free-flowing rubato tempo. We're going to start with a fully diminished seventh chord in the right hand, A, C, E flat, F sharp, C octave in the left hand. Guys, this isn't definitely intermediate, maybe early advanced lesson. Do yourself a favor, if you are a beginner, find beginner lessons. I have them all over my website, but if you don't use mine, find them somewhere. But I wouldn't dive into this. I wouldn't advise that if you are a beginner, okay? So just a little word of advice. A, C, E flat, F sharp, left hand on a C octave. We're going to tremolo this. We just kind of shake it, and you hold the pedal down. It gives it a nice, okay? And then you keep tremoloing the left hand. Then the violin, the solo violin comes in. So the solo violin does E flat, F sharp, G sharp, A. I decided to include this because I thought it was pretty cool. The little violin part. C, D, E flat, D, C, B flat, A. Now when you get to the E flat, it kind of does a staccato, okay? So C, D, E flat, D, C, B flat, A. We're going to trill the A to B flat. G sharp, A. So just work on that first measure for a while. Let's try it again. Don't be in a hurry, okay? A lot of times when people have an ad lib or rubato section, they just rush through it. Okay, you don't want to do that. You don't want to drag it out forever either, but take your time. Your tendency will be to rush probably. So take your time, okay? Tempo rubato. Then we're going to change chords. We're going to go to a D. So once you have that measured down well enough to give yourself an 80 or an 85, okay, out of 100, move on to D octave. We're going to go solo violin still, B, D, F, 1, 2, 4, G, A flat, B, C, D, C, B, A. Okay, so that's that second part. And then I'll scroll down my neat Bluetooth foot pedal. It's a while getting used to that thing because, the right foot is on the pedal and I got my left hand on this. I'm getting used to it. E octave on the left hand, right hand, G sharp, trill that, baby. G sharp to A, G sharp B, G sharp B. And then we start the melody. And that must be the really recognizable part because in the video, the audience starts cheering, okay, because they recognize it. It's a beautiful song. It's got a beautiful melody. And instead of just doing an accompaniment all the way, I just felt like this was one of those that we just need to put melody in the right hand, and I was really pleased with how it came out. So I kind of took liberty with doing an orchestral reduction, and then putting the melody in the right hand. I think it's something you'll really like. That isn't too terribly difficult. You just have to be very expressive when you play it. Okay, take your time with it. A, C sharp, E is the chord in the left hand. Kind of a Mozartian accompaniment there. That'd be more in this area, I guess. You could do that, but I put it here. All right, so A chord. Do not pedal it to death. Don't do this. You can push all the right buttons, and if you're holding that pedal down, you just ruin all your good piano playing. And I know some of you are holding that pedal down. How do I know that? Because I taught 50 students a week for 20 years before I started the 20 years that I've been online. And everyone pedals too much unless you tell them not to, unless they're thinking not, including myself. So don't ruin your great playing with too much pedaling, okay? You don't have to push the pedal all the way down, and you certainly don't need to hold it down the whole time. E, E, D, C sharp, B, C sharp, E. I'm starting with my thumb, fifth finger for the E. And it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That is a quarter rest. It just means 1 and 2 and a count of quarter rest there. Some of you may look at the staff and go, oh, that looks like, is that music notation? No. Well, it really is. I just write the letter instead of the note head because I find that a lot of people struggle, especially really intelligent people struggle, for whatever reason, with learning to read music notation. And it's just hard for some people. If it's not hard for you, wonderful for you. But don't discount the other people that it's hard for them. They have a lot of talent, but for some reason the music reading is just, there's a roadblock there. So I found that just writing the name of the note instead of the note head helps people, and they're able to play when they weren't able to play otherwise. And I want you to play whatever I got to do to get you to play. Okay, so the letters are still where they would appear on a staff, but you just have the letter there so you know what the note name is immediately. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, we went from an A chord, now we're going to go to an E chord, E, G sharp, B, okay? That's the 5 chord. The A chord is the 1 chord, because we're in the key of A. And the relationship between 1 and 5 is very important. The most important relationship in music. Now, why am I stopping and talking about chords? Because chords and structure, scales, and what key we're in, it's all the language of music. I want you to know what you're doing because it helps tremendously. Yes, you can just watch your falling blocks and be a copycat robot and play a video game and have sounds come out that sound like the song, but you don't know what you're doing. You don't learn anything that way. Nothing that's of real substance. So in all my lessons, I always teach the theory and the technique and everything with the song so that you're actually learning more than just this song. You're learning things that you can take with you to the next song. All right. That's why I have lifetime members that have been with me 15, 20 years. And their testimonials are on my website. Just check it out. But that's why I use their testimonials, because they know better than anybody else that my stuff works. So after you go to the E chord, the 1 chord to the 5. Now, why is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, D, E. A to E is the 5-1 relationship, or the 1-5 relationship. 1 to 5. All right. And that happens not only in this song, but in any other song you go to that you play in the key of A. Look for A and then look for an E chord. Bet you'll find it. 2, 3, 4, 1. There's the 5. E, E, D, C sharp, B, A. And then the next line will have a G sharp. I'll go ahead and show you that. Okay. So it goes 1 to 5. And as you're playing, if you can try to bring out that right hand and make it, it's called voicing. We have one hand playing the melody, one hand playing the accompaniment. And you want that melody to come out. And it needs a little help sometimes. You need to play that left hand a little bit softer. Try to squeeze those notes, pressure on the fingertips of your right hand to make that melody sparkle. Because you may play yours and go, oh, mine doesn't sound like Shawn's. What's the deal? And that's probably what it is. It's the voicing. You're not... Yours sounds more like... and then it gets lost. You lose the melody because the left hand is so loud. Okay, so you have to play that left hand softer. It's called voicing. Now, let's look at the third line. 1, 2, and as you are going through this and you're practicing, okay, you have a system of practice. Whatever you do, you need some sort of system, some sort of structure that you do every day, or you're not going to make it. Okay. And with me, I like to just do one measure, left hand, right hand, put them together. Second measure, left hand, right hand, put them together. Then try measure 1 and 2. Maybe that's all you do for the day. See, I only did 2 measures. Who cares if you're successful at that little piece? Because then tomorrow you can be successful at another little piece, tie the 2 pieces together, and all of a sudden you got a whole page after a while. And then you just continue that pattern, okay? But don't bite off too much. That's people's big mistake when they're practicing. Stick with a small piece, okay? Good, slow repetitions. Go slow enough to get it right, not fast enough to get it wrong. We've all done that. Okay. All right. So G sharp. There's the chord we were already playing, the E chord, the 5 chord. The next measure is beautiful. Have some expression when you play. Take some freedom. Don't just da 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 da. But all right. So F sharp minor, F sharp A, C sharp. Now that is a minor 6 chord. A is 1, E was 5, so F sharp is our 6th chord. Why are there sharps in there? Because the key of A has 3 sharps. F, C, and G. C sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A. And so we see those sharps just showing up. And the F sharp will be the 6th scale degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why it's called a minor 6. Okay, if you're just getting some of this theory, you're just kind of sort of getting the hang of what I'm saying. That's all you need. It'll sink in as you learn more and more things. A, G sharp, F sharp, E, F sharp, C sharp, A, da, 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 da. So you're just up in this area once you get up there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and... Okay. These are measures, and each measure is 4, 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. If you're going through this and you find you need some beginner lessons and you really feel like I need some foundational stuff, the all new easy piano lessons series on my website, after you do the trial for $1, you go to the WPT University at the top of the page, you click that, and you can scroll down to the all new easy piano lesson series, 50 lessons, 50 sheets in one PDF, so that you can have everything you need to build a good foundation using my method, so you can step off then to all the songs you want to play. So here was the minor 6 for 2 measures. And then we go to the D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4 chord. So the 1, 5 is the most important relationship. The next most important is the 4 chord, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. That's D, F sharp, A. That's the D chord. Right hand, F sharp, D, F sharp. 1, 3, 5. Then I just move the whole thing up to G sharp, E, G sharp. Okay, it's going to continue like that. Let's try now the whole page. So let's assume you've worked on 1 measure, 2 measures at a time, 3 measures, 4 measures, 1 line, 2nd line, 3rd line. You've managed to finally, put them all together maybe after a couple of days. And then if you're pretty advanced, you can just, sit here and do it along with me with the video, hitting pause as you need to. Well, let's try to go through the whole 3 lines. Okay, so here we go. Tremolo. Solo violin. So there's the page 1. There's 7 pages total. We'll finish it on the website. I'll see you there, and we'll learn the whole thing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.